In today's video, we're going to be doing multiplying fractions. Okay. When multiplying fractions, we're going to go ahead and multiply across. We're going to multiply across your numerator, and you're going to multiply across from your denominator. Okay. So in this case, you will multiply 1 times 2, and we'll multiply 3 times 5, which is 15. So your answer will be 2 over 15. On your second example, you're going to go ahead and multiply same across your numerator and you across from your denominator. 2 times 1 is 2, and 5 times 2 is 10. Every time you have a fraction that you can simplify, I always say, even though your teachers don't tell you, but always simplify. Always simplify your fractions as much as you can. Here we know that the greatest common factor of 2 and 10 is going to be 2. So we're going to go ahead and divide by 2 on top and 2 on the bottom. 2 goes into 2 one time, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. You cannot simplify it no more, so you leave it as 1/5. Okay? The third one, we have 1/4 times 1/3. Same thing. You're going to multiply across. You're going to multiply your numerator and your denominator. 1 times 1 is 1, and 4 times 3 is 12. That is your simplest form. You cannot simplify more than that. So your answer would be 1 over 12. When we have 3 times 1/5, so you can go ahead and multiply, just go ahead and put 1. So that way both problems have a numerator and they both have a denominator. And then again, just go ahead and do the same thing, multiply just straight. Multiply straight for your numerator, you multiply straight for your denominator. 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 times 5 is 5. And if you can simplify, go ahead and simplify. 3/5, you cannot simplify it no more, so that's going to be your final answer. Go number 5. Number 5, you do the same thing, put 1, multiply straight. 8 times 1 is 8, and then 1 times 10 is 10. Here we can go ahead and simplify, and let's find the greatest common factor for both, and the greatest common factor for both is going to be 2. So you go ahead and divide by 2 both numbers. So 2 goes into 8 4 times, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. So the answer is 4/5. Okay? And then for number 6, you go ahead and do the same. Press 1 under, multiply straight. 7 times 1 is 7, and then 1 times 13 is 13. We cannot simplify that, so we just leave it, and that's going to be your final answer, 7 over 13. On these examples, we're going to try something different. You can still also go ahead and multiply straight across. And you can go ahead and have 3. 1 times 3 is 3. And then 3 times 6 is 18. And then we're going to go ahead and simplify that. But you also can do is cross multiplication and then cross to simplify. Meaning that if you can see something that you can simplify, you can go ahead and simplify it now instead of that in the end. So we have 3 and 3. They're both the same, so we can go ahead and use 3 as the greatest common factor and simplify. 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 3 one time. And now same thing, we go ahead and multiply 1 times 1, which is going to give us 1. And we have 1 times 6, which is going to give us 1/6. And that would be our answer. Here we still have to simplify 3/18, and we're going to go ahead and look for the greatest common factor, which is going to be 3. And 3 goes into 3 one time, and 3 goes into 18 6 times. As you can see, the same answer applies here and here. Now, I personally like to go ahead and simplify here in the beginning rather than the end, because here you have small numbers. But when you have big numbers, like let's say, give you an example, 100 and 200, you're going to simplify it to figure out, or if you have 125 and 200, you're going to go ahead and simplify big numbers. But if you go ahead and simplify here, you can go ahead and make it easier on yourself. I usually simplify all the time here and not here. Makes it easy for myself, okay? For number 8, same thing, 2 tens times 5 tens. I'm going to go ahead and simplify because I know right away I can simplify 5 and 10. I know that 5 goes, the greatest common factor for 5 and 10 is going to be 5. So I know 5 goes into 5 one time, and then 5 goes into 10 2 times. And then I'm just going to go ahead and multiply across, or straight. 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 11 is 22. Here, as you can see, I have 2 equals 2 and 22. In this case, you can still simplify, but you made it easier because now you have 2 and 22, and we go ahead and know that right away the greatest common factor is going to be 2, and then 2 goes into 2 one time, and then 2 goes into 22 11 times. So our answer is 1 over 11. You can go ahead and try to do this problem on your own by cross multiply and simplifying, and then go ahead and put play after you solve it and see if you have the same answer. If not, see where you did your mistakes. Okay, so here I see that I can simplify 12 and 24, and I can simplify 2 and 14. Okay, when you're simplifying, you simplify always across. So I know I can simplify that, and then I know I can simplify that right there. And on both, on 12 and 24, the greatest common factor for both, I know it's going to be 12. So 12 goes into 12 one time, 12 goes into 24 2 times, and then 2 goes into 2 one time, and then 2 goes into 14 7 times. So once again, we're just going to go ahead and multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 7 is 14. We cannot simplify no more, so our answer is going to be 1 over 14.